Thank you to Morris Arkletum for their generous donation on Patreon. Keisuke walks around with his chest puffed up in pride and excitement, holding onto a bag with his new microphone. You seem awfully chipper now.
Of course I do. You didn't hear the recording. You have no idea how good it was.
No, I didn't. I did hear the live version, though, and let me tell you, it was good. His cheeks begin to pink up.
It was nothing special, really.
Why can't you just accept the compliment already? Everyone tells you you're a great singer and you still can't accept it. It's annoying, you know.
I mean...
Oh, relax. Just keep an open mind, okay? We're not pulling your leg when we tell you that we like your singing. It's really good. And so is your guitar playing. I have to say, I agree with Kiyoshi-san. I think he'd make a great musician. The change in his demeanor is so sudden that I freeze.
Why, you think I can't make it as a tennis player?
What? No, that's not what I'm saying. It's just that...
Just what? I'm not talented enough?
To me, it looks like you're more talented when it comes to music. Keisuke's eyes turn to slits and he huffs a couple of times.
I see.
Picks up the pace, walking faster than before. I have trouble keeping up. And that's one spry rabbit. I mean, hair up, whatever. I start running after him. Oh, shit. Suddenly, out of the corner of my eye, I see a huge mass of black fur jumping in between the two of us and grabbing Keisuke by the shoulders.
Gotcha!
What the fuck? Unable to stop him in time to collide into the mass of fur. Ugh, he smells. Hey, let go of... He turns around to look at me and his glare immediately chills me the way down to my bones. The man, a wolf with piercing blue eyes, or maybe they were green, I'm not so sure. Now, focus. The wolf suddenly reached out his hand for my neck, caught completely by surprise. It was too late to react.
Stop!
Keisuke shouted. I was already prepared for the worst. This man was gonna mug us and probably beat me half to death while I was at it. But unexpectedly, his hand stops just inches from my neck.
The hell do you think you're doing?
Keisuke walks around the man, flicking him on the nose.
Could you not do that?
The man looks sternly down at the hair, but Keisuke merely crosses his arms and stared angrily at the wolf. What's going on here? Aren't you robbing us?
No, aren't you robbing him?
The wolf made a gesture with his hand, pointing at Keisuke. What? Me robbing Keikun? Of course not!
Alex, what the hell are you doing here?
Oh, so his name is Alex.
And, oh god, you stink to high heaven. The hell is this stench?
The wolf, Alex, steps away from me. Now he doesn't tower over my side. I can see that he's wearing a black vest and a white business shirt with a red tie around his neck.
I'm just doing my job, taking care of a potential assailant, and this stench, this is your doing. What am I doing? What the hell did I do? You threw your phone in the dumpster. And you dove in after it?
The wolf nods.
Of course I did. I thought you had gotten attacked in the streets and someone threw your wounded self into a dumpster. A sane person would have just noticed that I threw it away and try not to get tracked. But then again, a sane person wouldn't install tracking software onto someone else's phone, so I don't even know why I bothered to try to reason with you.
The wolf frowns, crossing his arms. Guys, lovely little chat, but I have two things to say about it. Number one, I'm downwind from you, so I'm gonna walk to Keisuke's side into the stench that doesn't kill me. Please don't try to attack me while I do so. The wolf nods. Second of all, who are you?
That's what I want to ask you. You know who he is, Alex. He's my senior from the tennis club. Oh, so he's the Benjamin I've been hearing so much about.
What do you mean, so much about?
Ignore him, he's exaggerating. Either way, since you visited my house once before, you already know that we have servants. This is Alexander Drake. He's my personal bodyguard. And language tutor, translator, and sometimes a cook.
You have a personal bodyguard? Ander raises an eyebrow.
He's the heir to one of the biggest corporations in the world. Did you really think he wouldn't have one?
Well, he also doesn't go to an elite rich person academy, so I thought...
Bah, that's just because he insisted on going to this one school. You had to hear it. You had to hear it, how much he whined to his father about wanting to go to the same school as you, and... shut up!
Keisuke covers Alexander's mouth with both hands. The wolf looks completely unimpressed by this. Wait, what? Wanted to go to the same school as me? But we didn't even know each other yet. How can that...
Nonsense. He's speaking nonsense. Pay him no mind.
But...
I said pay him no mind!
Oh, right. Jesus, Keisuke can be scary when he's flustered.
No, but seriously, Alex, you stink. Well, it's not exactly my fault.
Could you clarify on the story about your dumpster again? I don't quite think I get it yet.
Oh, about that. This guy hacked my phone and installed tracking software on it so he could know where I was when I went out. I noticed that my phone's carcass was slightly bent out of shape this morning, and I decided to check. Once I realized what happened, I put my phone inside a used backpack. I gave Alex the slip, like I usually do, and threw the backpack into a random dumpster on the way so he couldn't follow me.
Tracking software? Isn't that illegal?
In the end, I got covered in some foul substance that seemed to be decomposing meat that was thrown into the dumpster. The smell attracted a pack of wild dogs that chased me down 3 blocks. That's the most cartoonish thing I've ever heard in my life. Can stuff like that even happen in real life? Up until this morning, I would have said no.
Oh, no. Getting chased by a pack of wild dogs because of meat juices is just... That's just too surreal to be allowed to be true. But before that, I think I have a more important question to ask. Back up a minute here. Why did you have to give him a slip?
My contract dictates that I accompany Keisuke at all times when he is not at school. Unfortunately, he refuses to allow me to do my job and continuously sneaks away from me.
But you're his bodyguard. Aren't you trained to keep an eye on him? How can he throw you off like that? The wolf sighs, perhaps the first display of any kind of emotion I've seen of him so far.
As a child, I taught him how to sneak around because I thought it might be useful if one day he got kidnapped. From the looks of it, I seem to have done a good job, too good of a job.
Keisuke smirks. Upon seeing the expression on his face, Alexander groans loudly.
And this one seems to take pleasure on escaping me, even if it ends up with me taking a pay cut every single time. Which I always cover in full and throw in a little bonus.
That's neat. Guess Keisuke's sneakier than I initially gave him credit for.
Oh yeah, I'm practically a ninja. Ninjas don't wear expensive Calvin Klein dress shirts when they go out. Neither do I. I sold my Calvin Klein ones and bought these Chinese knockoffs. Pretty good, right? I can't even tell the difference.
The wolf smiles, shaking his head in embarrassment.
Oh, you're too much. You keep finding ways to impress me. Not my fault you're easily impressed.
I guess I get that you two are having a moment and all, but the smell is starting to make my nose and eyes burn.
Oh, right.
As if only now he just remembered it, Alexander takes a few steps back. Honestly, every single bystander that passes by has crooked their nose and walked away in a hurry to get away from this terrible smell.
Yes, it's true. Alex, go back home and take a shower for the love of God. And risk you giving me the slip again? I don't think so. Plus, if I went back to the house without you, then I'd have to suffer another dock in my pay. Alright. Just go look for a nearby bathhouse and buy some new clothes while you're at it. Drop these at a dry cleaner's. I'll reimburse you for everything. And...
Keisuke groans.
And I'll pick up the phone when you call to tell you where I am. Very well. As long as you promise to do that, then I will offer no complaint. I'll see you soon.
Alexander bows to Keisuke and walks away. He conveniently either forgot that I was here or chose to ignore it. That's... Wow. So, you have a servant. I mean, I already know your family had servants, but you have one 24/7?
Not 24/7, but yeah, something to that effect. Alex has been with me for many years. Almost as long as I've been with my father.
He said something about you being your language tutor? What was that about?
Oh, Alex knows a ton of languages, and he's fluent in every single one of them. So far, I've only managed to learn a couple, but I'm not anywhere near fluency in most of them.
This reminds me, you talked to the transfer student in French that day. Did Alex teach you French too? Keisuke nods.
Alex is much better than me, though. He doesn't even have an accent. You could mistake him for a native.
He must have studied a lot to learn all those.
Yeah. I don't really know how much of his background, but I do know he spends pretty much every moment he's not spending with me either reading up on something new or practicing.
Huh. That's interesting. So I guess we'll have a third person accompanying us soon. At that moment, I could have sworn I saw a glint of malice in his eyes. Keisuke smiled, looking eerily proud of himself.
Not exactly.
Wait, but you said...
I said I'd pick up his call and tell him where I was when he calls. I never said anything about still being there when he gets there.
That's evil. He shrugs.
I wouldn't call it evil so much as cunning. Honestly, the only reason Alex falls for these is because he lets his guard down around me. Even though I'm always outsmarting him, he never gives me enough credit and ends up underestimating me. And that's how you lose.
That's Machiavellian.
I know. I take pride in my cunning.
I shake my head. It's not a very nice thing to do, though. He's just trying to do his job.
Sure, I get that. If I really wanted to antagonize him, I wouldn't make sure to always repay him for the pay cuts he gets because of me. It's just having to be constantly watched whenever I go out. I feel like a mouse trapped in a cage. Is it so wrong for me to want to go out and enjoy myself like a normal person? I know this is probably just first world problems to you, but I really hate having to be constantly kept under watch. People treat me differently because of who I am. I'm constantly told about how awesome my life is, and I feel nothing for it. Honestly, I miss the days where I was a poor boy living alone, living with his single mother. At least back then I had the freedom to be who I wanted to be and do what I wanted to do. Now I just have my life picked out for me and people to watch me and keep me in line. His shoulders sag ever so slightly, and I notice them quiver as he covers his mouth with his hand. It's all just so exhausting. I just want to be treated like a normal person.
Sorry, how about we change the subject? This is obviously a delicate issue for you. Despite his best attempt to smile, it ends up looking too forced. It's easy to notice he's doing it for my benefit.
I guess it really is. Sorry, Benjamin-san. I'm not used to talking about this with anyone, so it's easy to lose control of myself when I do. But don't get me wrong, it annoys me to no end when I'm forced to take Alex with me everywhere I go, and I bear him no ill will. Alex is my friend, has been for many years.
He looks away, sighing, his ears flopping down to his face. I know this is a telltale sign of how upset he is right now, but I can't stop thinking about how funny he looks. I'm a terrible friend. You two certainly seem close. Does Alex live at the mansion too?
Our servants are allowed to live outside if they wish so. Alex has an apartment in the city, and then he alternates between the two. I guess he only uses the apartment when he wants some privacy. He spends most of the time at work, at the workplace, in the end. And by the way, it's called my family estate, not mansion.
I couldn't care less what it's called. Still, I think it'd be rude to just say that out loud, so I merely nod. If you say so. Anyway, I'm feeling a bit hungry now. How about we go eat? This day is only half done. Hopefully something to brighten his mood.
I suppose we could. It's about time for lunch either way.
Or we could do something else. If you really don't want to, then we don't have to.
Jeez, settle down. Why are you being so considerate of me all of a sudden? It's creepy. Knock it off.
Hey, I'm always considerate of everyone.
Really? Was it out of consideration when you stole my Castella cake at lunch last week?
Oh, come on, it was just a piece of cake. You can buy it anywhere on the street. If you're still upset about it, I'll buy you a whole new one.
You're really clueless. You can't buy that cake anywhere on the street. It came from a special bakery in Nagasaki. My father had it special delivered to our house.
Oh.
And by the way, that cake cost 5,500 yen, so good luck paying for it.
What? Cakes can be that expensive?
Honestly, you were lucky that it was a simple Castella cake. It's the cheapest one they have at that bakery.
Cheapest one? As if my dismay was somehow incredibly entertaining, Keisuke gives me a few pats on the back.
Relax, you didn't know, so I won't ask you to pay it back. That slice of cake would probably cost you a week of your allowance. Plus, buying a whole new cake would be no sweat off my back.
Yeah, if you say so. How can a cake even cost that much? Note to myself, never take something from Keisuke's lunchbox without double checking how much it costs. Or maybe just not take something, period.
How about we skip lunch and go right into the dessert?
Never pictured you for the type that would prefer to eat sweets.
Most of the time I don't, but come on, wouldn't it be fun to just go to a cake shop and eat as much cake as we can?
Sure, fun.
It almost sounds like a date. You really think so? Wow, you're easier convinced than I thought.
Of course, every 50-year-old girl deserves to skip a bunch to eat cakes every once in a while. Skip lunch to eat cakes every once in a while.
Not funny.
Really? Because where I stand, it gets hysterical. Before I have time to react, he flicks my nose as hard as he can. Ow! What was that for?
Something I picked up from Alex. Canines can have very sensitive noses. A simple flick can hurt just as much as a strong pinch.
I have to say, I'm not sure that this guy isn't a bad influence on you.
Is that so? Maybe I just happen to like it bad then.
Oh really, the prim and proper Keisuke likes it bad. All sorts of secrets are coming out today. Keisuke laughs, finally seeming to have relaxed. It was very roundabout, but I seem to have managed to raise his spirits.
You're impossible to deal with, always with the bad jokes.
Well, since you like it bad, then that means you must love my jokes.
Keep dreaming.
With a spin of his heels, he does a full 180 and walks away, leaving me to eat dust. Well, hold up! Hey, this is the bakery that we went to with Shuichi. Keikun takes me to a fancy-looking cake shop closer to the heart of the city. In fact, it's way too fancy-looking. Without a care in the word. Without a care in the word. Keikun sits down at a vacant corner table and picks up a menu. I follow suit. Wow, this place is so fancy. Everything here looks so expensive. My eyes immediately dart down to the prices on the menu. Everything here is super expensive. Everything in here is super expensive.
Yes, I'm aware. There's no need to announce that for all the whole store to hear.
I turn around to see that everyone, customers, employees alike, is staring at me. Sorry. Keikun snickers, hiding his face with his menu. Little bastard is having a laugh at my expense, isn't he? Hey, Keikun, I thought we agreed we wouldn't go to a super expensive place.
I remember no such agreement.
But I can't pay for stuff here.
Such a shame. I guess this means you'll have to let me treat you.
You little... This is your plan all along, wasn't it, to pressure me into letting you pay?
Ingenious, I know.
Or I could just walk away and go eat somewhere else. Keisuke shrugs nonchalant.
You could, but then you'd have to face the embarrassment of looking at the employees in the face after you walked in, sat down, screamed loudly about the prices, only to leave without buying anything.
You suck.
Proudly.
Keisuke places the menu down, lifting a hand up to call the waitress. That was a hint right there.
Hi, good morning. I'll have the strawberry shortcake.
The woman scribbles it down on a notepad and turns to me. I haven't even decided yet.
Benjamin-san, let's keep this lady waiting, okay? We wouldn't want to get in the way of her doing her job.
But this little... He even has countermeasure for my pickiness. Fine, let me get a lime cheesecake.
Keisuke whistles in admiration. That's one of the most expensive things on the menu.
What? No, give me it. Keisuke looks at the woman with a devious smile.
Just get him the cheesecake, please. Thank you.
The waitress nods and struts along to get us our order. You did do it on purpose, didn't you?
Yes, seeing you freaking out over money is admittedly very funny. And a little bit cute.
You're terrible.
Am I? Isn't this the same way you treat Kobayashi?
What? Of course not.
Is that the sound of you dawning realization that I hear?
I place my elbows on the table, holding my head with my hands as I reconsider all my life choices. Oh god, I'm a piece of shit. Keisuke gives me a few taps on the back, still smiling.
Don't worry about it. Unlike you, Kobayashi only refuses it out of courtesy. He actually likes it when you treat him.
What do you mean, unlike me?
Well, he's afraid to burn in his friends, but he is happy that they think of him and want to treat him. You, on the other hand, are an anal fool who refuses other people's kindness out of pride. I have to tell you, it can get quite annoying.
What? Hey, that's mean to say. Be it true.
Don't worry about it so much, I'm telling you, I enjoy treating you, it's fun. Although I guess I can see how it would confuse you. Back when I told you about my family, I also told you that I hated people trying to approach me to take advantage of my money. But the thing is, I know you don't care about that. I know you're actually my friend because of me, so I want to treat you. Is it so wrong?
It's confusing for one. Wouldn't that qualify as taking advantage?
With all the hoops you make me jump through just to let me buy you a piece of cake, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, no, it doesn't.
The waitress comes back with 2 plates of cake, placing them in front of us and walking back to her post without delay.
It's been so long since I've last had this cake.
Keikun digs his spoon into the soft cake and immediately puts a bite on his hand, squealing in delight. Wow, not only is your taste in cakes girly, but the way you can eat them is too.
Shut up, I'm gonna order you a party platter.
I'll shut up. He doesn't even look my way as he continues to savor his cake. I'll admit, it really looks good, though.
Aren't you gonna try your cake?
Oh, right. I completely forgot about it. The lime cheesecake actually looks very tempting. Although I wasn't expecting a Japanese cheesecake when I first ordered, I find myself face to face with a pie. Noticing a strange look at my face, Keikun chimes in.
Don't like it?
No, not that. It looks very good. Whatever it is. He then laughs, pointing his fork at my cheesecake.
That is a cheesecake, a Western one. I think this one is based on American cheesecakes.
This is a cheesecake, but there's no cake. It's custard.
They call it a cheesecake. And also, I don't think that's custard. But then again, I'm not sure. Either way, this store specializes on Western desserts, so if you want a Japanese cheesecake, you should have specified.
You didn't even give me time to look at the menu.
I know. Crazy how that worked out, right? Now eat your cheesecake.
You mean cheese pie? He shrugs again, stuffing his mouth with more shortcake.
Whatever you want to call it, just eat the damn thing.
I tentatively cut off a piece with my fork and put it in my mouth.
So?
It's good.
This is awesome. Oh, is that so? I'm glad you liked it.
Oh, hell yeah, it's tangy, it's sweet, the dough is very crisp and crunchy, and the filling is soft. Did I say dough? Yeah, it says dough. That's weird. This is probably one of the best things I've tasted in my life.
I'm glad Jade could get you to try it out then. I really am.
Although, it worries me how expensive this is.
Don't start.
Sorry. Bacon stares me down with a severe expression for a few seconds before cracking up and starting to laugh. What? What is it? Was there something on my face?
No, it's nothing.
Oh, come on, tell me.
Just thinking about how much fun I'm having. I thought this was going to be a day like any other, but having you around certainly makes things more fun.
I cross my arms, staring at him with the most smug look I can muster.
Is that so?
We've barely done anything and I'm already giving you a good time. Man, I really am the best, huh?
Don't let it go to your head, smartass.
I shrug. Well, thank you for pushing me today. This isn't the sort of place I'd ever visit on my own, but it turned out to be really good.
Of course. Thanks for accompanying me today. Shall we head off?
One sec, let me finish my cheesecake. Quickly wolf down the remainder that was on my plate. We get up and head to the counter. Keikun hands the cashier a card and asks her to swipe it. In less than 5 seconds, the transaction is complete.
Have a nice day.
It's now a bit past 12 when we leave the store. Even if the slices seemed small, they ended up being surprisingly filling. Where to now?
I was thinking of heading home, actually.
What? You kidding?
I mean, I haven't really planned out anything else. I thought we'd just hang out until lunchtime and then leave.
And you call that a hangout? We've been together for less than 2 hours.
It feels like longer. It's actually been a little over 2 hours.
I don't care. Come on, we're gonna do something else. I grab Keikun's arm and start dragging him away.
Like what?
Oh.
You don't have anything in mind either, do you?
Not really, no. He flicks me on the nose again, making me yelp. Hey! If you insist that we do something, then at least stop to actually think of something. Think of something, you airhead. I swear, Kobayashi is starting to rub off on you. June's not an airhead. Keikun crosses his eyes, staring at me with a look that says, oh, really? Fine, he's kind of an airhead. Kind of an airhead. I talked to him for 5 minutes yesterday, and only for him to suddenly snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Look at me and say, oh, hey, Udashihara-san. It's nice to see you. You didn't even notice I was there talking at him. Yeah, kind of zoned off most of the time. He said, is the understatement of the year. Let's see, where could we go? Movies or to the park? The majority says movies, and movies seems to be more fun. I'm here for fun. I know, we'll go to the movies! Oh, that sounds like a neat idea. What movies are they showing today? You don't know, do you? Well, he looks almost annoyed. What? Does it bother you that much that I'd suggest the movies? It bothers me that he asked me to do something without any kind of planning or forethought. Well, come on, Keikun, you don't have to meticulously plan out every second of your life. But how will we know if there's any movie that we would like on display? And how will we know if the movies are good? Well, suppose we could look on our phones, but is that even necessary? Part of the fun is going to see a movie that you've never heard about and have no idea what to expect. It's possibly the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Oh, ouch, you've got me now. How will I ever live knowing that His Royal Highness finds my thinking stupid? Now you're just making fun of me. You make it easy. Come on, just let loose once in a while and enjoy your day. I'd enjoy my day a lot more if I knew what I was supposed to do with it. Seriously? When you're at home, do you just wake up and plan out everything you do in the day? Yes. Wow, this isn't your ordinary organized person. This is an organization to the point of obsession. Alright, we're gonna go to the movies right now. We'll pick a random movie, we'll sit down, watch, and you'll enjoy it. But no buts! But... I crossed my arms into my best impression of the evil eye I got from Alexander earlier today. Oh please, you're trying to imitate Alex now? I'm that guy's boss. You really think that'll get you anywhere? Fair point. At least I got my invitation was so good that you managed to figure out who I was imitating, right? Yeah, I wouldn't really call it good. You just looked really funny and I took a guess you were imitating someone. I'm honestly really lucky that I got it right because you just looked like you were constipated. What? You're kidding me? Yes, I am. He smirks, booping me on the nose. Gotcha, doggy boy. Doggy boy? Suddenly, as if he just realized what he said, Keikun stands upright and looks absolutely panicked. I mean Benjamin-san! That's fine. I'll let it pass this time. Jeez, I thought for sure you were gonna rip out my heart for that. Why'd you think that? I'm a mellow guy. I once watched you chastise one of our juniors because he referred to you as Captain Dog. That's different. He was clearly making fun of me in that case. He was just lucky he got by with just a talking to. You served a ball right into his face. Oh yeah, that was hilarious. He shakes his head sideways, as if I just said something completely outrageous. Why? Nothing, forget it. Let's just go to the movies and get the hell over with. Keep calling it hell, and it'll make us watch 2 movies instead of 1. Understood. Look at this movie counter. Good lord. Once at the movie theater, I quickly buy 2 tickets for a random movie before Keikun even has time to offer up a suggestion. This, of course, leaves him fuming. Who does that? Who just waltzes into a movie theater and says, "Any will do, give me 2 of your closest session"? I do, quite often in fact. Why? Watching random movies is fun. You walk in with no expectations and you usually come out pleasantly surprised. I believe you'll find that if you don't expect anything out of something, it's easier for that thing to surprise you. You sound like a hippie. Have you ever talked to a hippie to know what that sounds like? I've seen them in movies. That's enlightening. Anyway, let's buy candy. Candy? We just came from a cake shop. True, but you just can't go into the movies without buying candy. I think I'll buy some chocolate bars.
Fine, knock yourself out.
What'll you be having?
A paper bag that I can scream into?
Put my hand on my waist and stare him down. Really, you want to scream?
Not literally, I just said that for effect.
But you're still frustrated.
Yes.
You know, it really wouldn't hurt for you to just let loose and relax, you know? How come this sort of thing doesn't bother you when you go out with us? Need I remind you that the day we went to karaoke we had absolutely no plans and just invited you out of the blue?
Need I remind you how much I complained that day?
Fair point. Still, this isn't going to get us anywhere. Look, I don't want to force you to do anything. If you really hate this and want to leave, then fine, we can leave.
No, we can stay and watch the movies. I'm just... having other people describe what I should do for me just irks me. You know, because of the whole thing with my family, it annoys me when people tell me what I should be doing with my own free time.
Oh shit, I completely forgot about that. Sorry, Keiko, I completely...
Nah, don't worry about it, really.
He waves me off nonchalantly.
It's fine. I know you're not that kind of person, that's why I even agreed to come along in the first place. You're just impulsive sometimes.
I guess that's one way of saying that I'm a pain in the ass.
Oh yes, a royal pain in the ass, albeit a pleasant one, so don't worry too much about it, okay?
A pleasant pain in the ass. Is there something you're not telling me here?
Oh, very funny. Keisuke's gay. Ha ha.
I truly am a great comedian, aren't I?
Just go get your stupid candy already.
After I got my 5 jumbo-sized chocolate bars and we both buy ourselves some drinks, we quickly walk to the room. We went to the room and find our seats.
You picked seats in the last row?
Yeah, that way we don't have to keep looking up to see the screen.
That also means we're further away from the screen.
Nothing's ever good enough for you, isn't it? He shrugs, taking his seat and drinking a sip of his soda.
I guess it's all because of my unpleasant father and my father issues that Really? Now you're making fun of your own situation. I thought you said you didn't want to talk about it. Hey, I'm allowed to make jokes about it. You can't, though.
Hey, what's with that double standard?
Just shut up and give me a piece of your chocolate.
Oh, now you want a chocolate bar.
Not really, I just wanted to see how you'd react when I asked for it.
I swear, this guy's a fox in a previous life.
I hope this movie is good.
You just shut up about it already, I get it, you didn't pick the movie.
Sheesh, someone's pissy.
Oh, he's doing this on purpose to get on my nerves, isn't he? Are you by any chance trying to annoy me on purpose?
What? Of course not. Why would you even think that?
At least they didn't say I don't know what you're talking about. You're not fooling anyone with that look on your face. Is getting a rise out of me really that fun for you? He shrugs, still smiling.
Hey, you told me to let loose. This is me letting loose.
What if I told you this actually bothered me?
Then I'd stop.
Alright, as long as we're clear on that. Just then, the screen lights up and starts displaying the ads that come on before the actual movie.
Oh, looks like it's gonna start soon.
After about 45 minutes, in the end, the movie I picked out was a drama. I really didn't expect that, considering what the movie was named and all. Now I'm sitting here hearing sappy line after sappy line about how the leading lady cannot live without her love. Like we were at Keisuke, expecting him to be as annoyed at the movie as me. What the fuck? Wow, just gonna throw a what the fuck out of nowhere. This game rarely swears, and now it's just what the fuck? He's tearing up?
He's actually crying because of this god-awful movie?
I decided to make a mental note of this to tease him once the movie is over. Meanwhile, I attempt to resist the urge to pick up my phone to kill time. It would be kind of disrespectful to him to do that after I lectured him to let loose and about doing stuff. I wouldn't like it if he just started using his phone because he hated a movie I was liking. Still, damn, I was kind of hoping we could talk smack about the movie together. Well, since he seems to be enjoying it, I should give the movie another chance.
That was an awful movie.
Those were the first words out of his mouth as we left the theater. Honestly, I agree with him. It was a tedious chick flick about love, heartbreak, forgiveness, yada yada yada. The only problem here is... Oh, shut up, I heard you sobbing when they got back together.
What? That wasn't me. You must have been hearing the person next to me.
Nice try, genius. I have excellent hearing. Plus, I actually looked to the side and saw the tears in your eyes, and your fur is still matted.
But the bug flew into my eye.
I scoff. You're so full of it.
Oh, come on, like you never cried at a movie before.
Yeah, I have. At a good one.
Hey, the movie wasn't all that bad. It was quite enjoyable, actually.
Denial. So much denial.
It was your idea that we watched it in the first place. It's not fair for you to judge me when you're the one who made me watch it.
It is when you try to hide it. Keikun picks up this pace and walks out of the theater. Hey! I have to run to catch up. This guy's really fast. Hey, wait up.
Are you gonna get off my case about the movie?
Fine, fine. No need to flee.
Alright, I'll stick around then.
Just then, his phone begins to buzz inside his pocket.
Oh, it's Alex. Oh, hang on a second. Hey, Alex. Yeah? Good. Sure that amount sounds reasonable? We're at the movie theater. Yep, very same. Alright, we'll wait for you.
He ends the call and shuts off his phone. You're not gonna wait for him, are you?
Not even for a second. Come on, let's go.
I still think you're being mean.
Not the time. Move, move, move.
Casey basically drags me away to another street. After walking for a bit, he finally lets go of me.
There, we should be safe here.
I really think you're starting to exaggerate this whole thing. I mean, you dragged us for 5 blocks. I think it's safe to say he's not going to find us here.
Oh, you really don't know Alex. He's ingenious.
We're outside in one of the biggest cities of Japan on a Saturday at 2 in the afternoon. Pretty sure it's pretty safe to say he's not going to find us here.
I don't know.
Wait, now that I think about it. Didn't he just call you on your phone?
Yeah.
Didn't you say you tossed your phone when you found out it had a tracking device on it?
Oh, that. I bought a new phone and transferred all my contacts and information when I tossed the old one. I made sure to buy the same model, of course.
I reckon he could just go out, throw away an expensive phone and buy a new one without batting an eye scares me.
Either way, from what he told me, he was quite nearby, so it probably won't take him long to get to our previous location. He's probably there already.
Man, he's gonna be so pissed when he finds out we're not there.
Indeed he will.
We both jump as a voice comes from right behind us. Alexander steps into view, standing right next to Keisuke with his ever so imposing figure now no longer covered in trash, so he's stinking up the streets.
Well, Alex, how did you...
Tracking chip. I put it on your friend when I left to make sure you wouldn't do exactly what you just tried to do. Guess I was right to be cautious.
What, you implanted a tracking chip on my friend? How could you do that?
I don't see the reason for surprise given that I already done this to your phone. Is it really all that surprising?
Now that you mention it, I guess that's true.
Just let him off the hook like that? Alexander turns to stare me down in my fight or flight. It's fight or flight, not fight of flight. Jesus. Instincts suddenly kick into full force. Or in this case, fight or flight instincts. So, wait, what? Oh, it's just flight or So they got it. Okay, so it was a typo on the one before. And this one just says flight or flight. I hide behind Keisuke to avoid the gaze of the scary wolf.
Wow, hiding behind your underclassman who happens to be smaller than you, so brave.
Of course, Keikun immediately digs in with a sass. Shut up, he looks like he wants to gut me.
Don't worry, that's how he looks at everyone.
How's that supposed to make me not worry?
Alright, Alex, I appreciate you were just trying to do your job, but don't rope other people into this. It was wrong of you to put a tracking chip on my friend.
Yes, that's right. I didn't sign up to be a spy show. Alexander frowns, seemingly displeased with Keikun's decision, and I think that he might argue with. Instead, he merely nods.
Very well. Come over here for a second so I can take the chip off.
Oh, this was easier than I thought it'd be. A little bit of hesitation to walk over to the wolf. He stares me down with his deep blue, green, teal? Whatever, he stares at me down with his deep teal eyes and reaches out for my neck. Taps the collar of my shirt a bit and then pulls away.
Hidden in plain sight.
He holds up a little black dot, a quarter of the size of a nano SIM card. That's a tracking chip? Are you kidding me?
You'd be surprised with all the kinds of things the Urushihara Corporation produces.
I turn to Keisuke. You guys make tracking chips this small? He shrugs.
We have even smaller model, actually, but it's still in testing phase.
That... Oh boy, his company works for the spies. Works for spies, doesn't it?
Now, Alex, is that the only chip you placed?
Wolfman nods.
Alright then, I'll forgive you this one time. Very well. By the way, I require reimbursement for the expenses I told you over the phone. Alright, hang on just a second.
Keikun pulls out his phone from his pocket and starts tapping on the screen. What are you doing?
Using my phone to transfer money to Alex's bank account. I should be done in... there we go. Alex, do you need me to send you a confirmation?
No need, and thank you.
Keikun nods and puts his phone back in his pocket.
Well, I guess we have no choice but to take you along with us now, do we?
I'm afraid not. I'm sticking to you for now. If I'm lucky, no one will have noticed that I lost you today and I want to get another pay cut. God knows I already have enough blemishes on my resume because of you.
Sorry.
They both smile.
Is that so? You don't look all that sorry.
What can I say? I'm the kind of guy that internalizes grief.
Sure you are.
Keikun has weird friends. So, what now?
Well, I should probably bring Keisuke back home at this time.
But why?
It's my job.
We're still hanging out.
Yes, Alex, you can't just drag me away whenever you want to.
Wolf nods. Man, this guy doesn't really show much emotion at all, does he?
But I have to admit, I'm kind of at a loss for what we could do now. Maybe I should just go home.
Oh, come on, we could still do something else together.
Like what? I can't really think of anything. Plus, I'm feeling pretty tired already.
Well, you visited Kiyoshi. That man sure takes a lot out of you.
No kidding. Either way, I think I'm heading home now.
Aw, I get the feeling that we didn't manage to do much today. Keisuke scratches his cheek.
Sorry, maybe I'll invite you out again someday if you want.
Sure, just talk to me whenever you want to hang out.
Sure, and thanks for accompanying me today. I was fully expecting today to suck, but I actually had fun. And it's mostly thanks to you.
I had some fun too myself. Oh, and it was a pleasure to meet you, Alex.
I agree. It's good to know that Keisuke has friends with his own age. I apologize for the incident with the tracking chip.
Despite his words, his face remains maddeningly blank. I get the feeling that I'd go crazy if I tried to get a read of this guy. Yeah, more tracking chips in the future, okay? Wolfman nods.
Alright, I'll see you Monday, Benjamin-san.
See ya. Keikun waves at me and I watch the two of them walk away and disappear into the crowd. It takes a lot longer for me to lose sight of Alexander due to how tall he is, though. Guess I'll visit some shops before heading home.